Taipei, Taiwan. Provincial governments across China are placing orders for experimental, domestically made coronavirus vaccines, though health officials have yet to say how well they work or how they may reach the country's 1.4 billion people. Developers are speeding up final testing, the Chinese foreign minister said during a UN meeting last week, as Britain approved emergency use of Pfizer Inc.'s vaccine candidate and providers scrambled to set up distribution. Even without final approval, more than 1 million healthcare workers and others in China who are deemed at high risk of infection have received experimental vaccines under emergency use permission. There has been no word on possible side effects. China's fledgling pharmaceutical industry has at least 5 vaccines from 4 producers being tested in more than a dozen countries including Russia, Egypt and Mexico. Health experts say even if they are successful, the certification process for the United States, Europe, Japan and other developed countries might be too complex for them to be used there. However, China said it will ensure the products are affordable for developing countries. One developer, China National Pharmaceutical Group, known as Sinopharm, said in November it applied for final market approval for use of its vaccine in China. Others have been approved for emergency use on people deemed at high risk of infection. We must be prepared for large-scale production, said Vice Premier Sun Chunlan, who has overseen much of the country's response, during a visit Wednesday to developers, according to the official Xinhua News Agency. Sun visited one of Sinopharm's Beijing subsidiary companies, another producer, Sinovac, and a research lab under the National Medical Products Administration, a regulatory agency that approves medical products for public use. The government has yet to say how many people it plans to vaccinate. Sun said plans call for vaccinating border personnel and other high-risk populations this month. The companies are using more traditional techniques than Western developers. They say unlike Pfizer's vaccine, which must be kept frozen at temperatures as low as -70 degrees Celsius (-94 Fahrenheit), theirs can be stored at 2 to 8 C 36 to 46 F. The Chinese producers have yet to say how they might be distributed. Health experts question why China is using experimental vaccines on such a vast scale now that the outbreak is largely under control within its borders. Health officials previously said China will be able to manufacture 610 million doses by the end of this year and ramp up to 1 billion doses next year. The government of Jiangsu province, where the major city of Nanjing is located, issued a procurement notice for vaccines from Sinovac and Sinopharm on Wednesday for emergency use vaccinations. Authorities in Sichuan province in the west, which has about 85 million people, announced Monday they were already buying vaccines.